Q&A time. I was gonna do this without headphones, but I feel kind of naked without them. I kind of forgot how big my ears are. OnlyFans when? How do you know there isn't one already? Why are you boosted at Dead by Daylight? You must have me confused with someone else because I'm a god. If you could be any fictional character, who would it be and why? Wow, you don't know me at all. Clearly Spider-Man. I want to climb walls and shoot webs at bad guys and Do you know how practical web shooters would be? Imagine I leave my water bottle on my bedside table, all the way over there, right? All I gotta do is, boom, shoot a web. Easy. Why do you go for the worst AFL team? I'm sorry. I didn't see your team finishing second on the ladder and making finals 2 years in a row. Get on our level, okay? Your team sucks. Do you see yourself streaming long term? Depends on how long people keep simping on me. In all seriousness though, I'd like to think streaming's a long-term thing, but obviously I'm trying to be realistic about it. I think it's important to occasionally weigh up what it means to me at certain points in time and see if it's actually worth doing, and that it isn't affecting anything else in my life by taking up too much time and whatnot. So I don't think it's something I'll ever give away completely, you know, but again, depending on life circumstances, things may change. But to answer your question, I would like to try and continue doing this as long as I can. What state slash city of Australia, shitty of Australia? What state slash city of Australia would be your top choice to live in and why? I don't really have a state preference, to be perfectly honest. I miss the beach a lot though, so I wouldn't mind moving somewhere that has a beach. Doesn't really matter what state it's in though. New South Wales has some nice beaches, so. What is your favorite genre in music? I enjoy all kinds of music. Pretty boring, simple answer, but the only genres I really steer clear of are country and like screamo music, because that scares me. Why don't you play killer much in Dead by Daylight? It's actually surprising. You guys might be a little bit surprised by this, but I actually used to play killer more than survivor back in the day when the game first came out. But I don't know, I guess I just found more comfort in playing survivor. My friends and I used to play a lot together and we'd just swift, so I guess maybe I just became accustomed to Survivor and started enjoying it a lot more as I got better at it. I think Survivor as well, especially with streaming, it's a lot easier to interact with the chat and sort of keep the chat moving and keep engagements up. So what kind of car do you drive? A Lamborghini. I drive a Nissan Dualis, or a Nissan, as some of you weirdos would say. It looks like this. It goes real fast. Why did you start streaming and what inspired you? The start of this answer's a little bit depressing, but in 2016, the year after I graduated high school, I was kind of lost. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life, and I wasn't really in a good place due to a lot of personal stuff that was going on at the time. And I sort of found comfort in YouTube. I got into watching a lot of people like PewDiePie and Jacksepticeye, and the idea of doing something like that was such a foreign concept to me because I honestly didn't even know what YouTube was back then. Like, I knew what it was. It sort of started out as wanting to become a YouTuber after sort of seeing the life that you could live by doing such a thing, and it sort of just resonated with me. Anyway, after a while, some of these YouTubers I was watching also started streaming on Twitch, and which at the time I honestly had no idea that was even a thing. I didn't know what Twitch was, but it was something that when I discovered, I just couldn't stop watching it. So I've tried streaming and making YouTube content countless times on and off over the years, but it was always off my PS4, which, as I'm sure most of you guys know, you can't really do too much with that. So when I got my first ever PC at the start of last year, in January of 2020, I tried it again and it wasn't really going anywhere at the start. I started, I think, in January when I got my PC, but I wasn't getting anywhere at all. And I was kind of ready to quit, but some of my friends really pushed me to keep going with it and continue trying, because they knew how much something like that meant to me and how badly I wanted something like that to work. And well, here we are, I guess. Did you expect yourself to make it this far? I like how the last question is sort of a perfect segue into this one. To answer your question, no. I never expected myself to ever grow as much as I have, and given that it was such an on and off thing that never seemed like it was ever going to work for so many years, to be able to sit here today and say that I'm proud of what I've achieved and what I've gotten, and to see where I'm at right now, it's honestly mind-blowing. If you were able to give someone an inspirational speech, what would you say? I had a football coach back in 2015, which Australian rules football, just for you guys that don't know, because I do live in Australia. But he said something that was really motivational, and what he said was, all you ever need in life is self-belief. But don't ever mistake that for self-confidence, because too much self-confidence can lead to arrogance and that'll get you nowhere. But something you can never have enough of is self-belief. If you truly believe that you can do something and you fully apply yourself to whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, then nothing can stand in your way. And that's something that's stuck with me since the day I heard it, and it's something that I try to implement into every aspect of my life. So there you go. Words of wisdom. What was your hobby when you grew up? Sports. Lots and lots of sports. Who's your favorite killer? If it's not Legion, you're wrong. I've been playing DBD since the very early days, back when there were barely any killers or survivors in the game, so the older ones are always going to have a soft spot in my heart. So I'd have to say Wraith. His ability is so simple, but it just works, and it's just, I really like him as a killer. He's very underrated. By the way, Legion sucks, and I hate that you play them. Just kidding. No, I'm not. What's your favorite song / artist? Well, I'll be completely honest, I absolutely suck with song names and the names of the people who sing them. If I had to pick though, Ed Sheeran's always kind of been there for me, and I've seen him live and it was one of the best concerts I've ever been to. So for the artist, I'll say Ed, but I can't give you a song. What's your favorite TV show? I don't know if I necessarily have a favorite TV show per se, because I watch a lot of shows, like a lot, so it's hard to pick a favorite. But to answer your question in a different way, some of the shows I've watched recently are WandaVision and The Mandalorian, which are both on Disney+. There's a show on Netflix called Never Have I Ever, which was also pretty good. I started watching Demon Slayer recently as well. Who is your favorite Pokemon? What sports do you play / have you played? I don't really play any sports these days, but growing up I played a lot of Australian rules football, or AFL. I tried soccer and tennis, didn't really like them. I played cricket for a bit as well, somewhere along the lines too, but I got bored of that very quickly. I did a lot of long distance running through high school as well, which I was actually quite good at. I won the race most years at the school level and made it to a few state carnivals in Sydney, which for context was like the 4th tier. The main ones are Aussie rules football and long distance running. Show us your doggo and make him do a trick. My doggo's not home right now, I'm sorry. But if you guys don't know what my dog looks like. How many plants have you got in your room? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So clearly not enough. Why are you the leader of the Megheads? Because I'm clearly just the superior Meg. I'm the only person strong enough to wield such power. It's sort of like a Mjolnir situation. Only those who are worthy may possess the power of Meg. You can't deny me of this either, because you've seen my clips. I just do cool shit on a much more consistent basis than literally everyone else. No one is on my level. That's why I'm the leader, because I'm just built different. When you were younger, what was your dream job and what did you see yourself doing when you grew up? I can guarantee you that none of you will have been able to guess what I'm about to say. When I was younger, back when I was in primary school, or elementary school for all you plebs who don't know what primary school is, I actually wanted to be a marine biologist. That didn't really work out, I guess, so now I'm a Twitch streamer. Who do you like better out of myself and Dan? What is the biggest regret you have to this day, if any? Letting what other people thought of me and said to me affect me so much. I didn't really have the best high school experience. I used to get bullied quite a lot, and I'd often let other people's opinions dictate who I was as a person or what I did. And I don't think I really stayed true to myself, because I thought that by changing who I was to try and fit in, that it would change things. Breaking news, didn't work. And I think because of that, I held myself back a lot and I didn't really pursue the things that I wanted to out of fear of being judged by those around me. So I don't really know if that answers your question, but it's the best answer I could come up with. If you could give your younger self any advice, what would you give? Okay, so this kind of ties into a few answers that I've already given to questions earlier in the video. I would pretty much tell my younger self to not let other people's opinions determine who he is or what he does. And I'd give myself that speech I said earlier about having self-belief that I got from that coach that I had. I'd say that there's always going to be people who try to bring him down, and he just has to rise above it all and stay true to what it is that he wants to achieve in life, and that he has to learn what he's worth. I'd tell him to not let everything weigh him down so much, and that life won't be that way forever, and it does get a lot better down the line. So try to get an early head start on feeling better, because all the people who are weighing him down at that moment in time are all completely irrelevant now and have no effect on him as a person whatsoever anymore. So don't focus so much on the bad things, but instead focus on the good things, no matter how small they are, and I guess just try to enjoy life a little bit more. Of all the cats that have popped up in the stream, what made you decide that I am the best cat? Look, I don't know what sort of crazy seduction spell you cast on me, but it clearly worked. When did you get the Simba plush? When did I get you again? I think it was sometime around Christmas, just before or maybe after. I can't actually remember. This little guy's sort of become a mascot for the stream, and I think that's kind of cool. If you could meet / have dinner with 3 famous people, dead or alive, who would they be and why? Number 1, Robert Downey Jr. I'd like to learn about how he was able to pull himself out of such a dark place and turn his life around, and how he got to where he is today and what he had to do to get there. I'd also like to learn how to radiate the same energy that he does, because he's literally Tony Stark in real life, and I want that same kind of confidence. Second would be Elon Musk, because I would love to hear about the whole Mars plan, because I don't know if you guys know, kind of a massive space buff, but I'd like to hear about the Mars plan, how he built his wealth from the ground up, and what it takes to be successful in life, and I think he could offer a lot of insight on that. Third person would be Jacksepticeye. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him. He's pretty big. He's a YouTuber. I'd like to hear how he deals with so many eyes being on him all the time, and the sort of things that you have to face as a content creator, and how to deal with them, and what it takes to be successful in an industry like this. I think we're up to the last question. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you choose and why? I would say either Japan or a smaller Eastern European country. I'm not sure which one though. Maybe Austria? Just because that's my favorite race on the Formula 1 calendar. Japan actually has a really cool Formula 1 track as well. Plus you can do literal real life Mario Kart around one of their cities, and it's just the coolest country as a whole. So yeah, one of those, Japan or Eastern Europe. All right guys, that's going to wrap it up for the Q&A. Again, apologies for the fact that it's taken me so long to record this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, make sure to leave a like on it down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. By the time this video is live, I will be away on holiday to see one of my friends for his birthday, and we're planning on recording at least 2 videos together, so stick around. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to see those in the future when they come out. All my social links are down below in the description as well: Twitter, Instagram, Discord, all of that good stuff. Thanks for watching guys, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.